release some greenhouse gases. I'm obviously a stranger to online controversy. It's not something I often do. But now, the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines, which run on dead dinosaurs, have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address.
Guys, gotta tell you, when I was growing up, adults watch soap operas for entertainment, okay? And I believe a lot of adults still do, right? Especially older adults. I mean, my grandma, she loves The Young and the Restless, okay? She's always like, can you turn the TV to The Young and the Restless? Right? And I'm just like, wow. But for me, I guess my version of a soap opera is the internet, right? I love watching the internet and internet drama because it is quite entertaining. And my favorite subgenre of internet drama is definitely politics, because politics has become a soap opera. It really has. I mean, all these politicians are prostitutes and actors, right? And they have created one hell of a soap opera in Washington, right? So again, this is quite unfortunate for the average everyday American, because you know these politicians are ruining people's lives. But I gotta say, at the very least, they're doing it in the most entertaining way possible. Again, it is sad and unfortunate, but I can't deny the entertainment factor in our modern day political discourse. It's really 10 out of 10. Now, this story right here does not involve politicians. However, it is political and it is quite entertaining, okay? In fact, this is one for the books, okay? As Greta Thunberg and Andrew Tate are currently in an internet beef after Andrew Tate decided to troll Greta with his car collection, right? Apparently, Andrew Tate is very rich, right? If you didn't know, he has a massive, extensive car collection, and he decided to not only brag about his extensive car collection to Greta, but also the emissions that he was putting out into the atmosphere, okay? Contributing to climate change, right? He's contributing to climate change. Again, not just his cars, but also his lifestyle in general, flying around in private jets and stuff like that. He was trolling Greta Thunberg with that. And we're going to show you guys exactly what he put out there. And let's just say Greta did not respond too kindly to that. And that has erupted a whole bunch of, responses from the left based off Greta's response to Andrew Tate. Okay, so I want to talk about this because, again, this is quite entertaining stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Greta Thunberg accused influencer Andrew Tate of having small D energy after he tried to troll the 19-year-old climate activist by bragging about his sports cars. Now, let me say this about small D energy. I don't know what small D energy is. I wouldn't know how to identify it because I'm not concerned about people's penis sizes, right? Especially another man's penis, okay? I'm not concerned about another man's penis, so I don't know exactly what that is or what people mean when they say that. And that goes for the reverse as well, too. The former kickboxer turned internet commentator has faced increased scrutiny in recent months over his misogynistic statements. Tate tweeted at Thunberg this week, listing out his sports cars and their enormous emissions, bragging about wealth being a fairly consistent part of Tate's brand. Tate's comments have previously earned him suspensions from a number of social media platforms. Now, this is Tate's tweet here. He says, "Hello, Greta. I have 33 cars." He talks about his Bugatti, his Ferrari. This is just a start. "Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions." So again, he's bragging about how much he's contributing to climate change, right? Again, you know this is going to get under Greta's skin, okay? This is going to get under Greta's skin. A follow-up tweet included footage of Thunberg often mocked heavily dramatic United Nations address on climate change. That footage is cut with clips of Tate's flying on private planes and driving sports cars. So let's watch this.
It's all wrong.
Why?
I shouldn't be up here. You have stolen my dreams. Yet.
You gotta.
You all come to us young people for hope.
They're from the good.
How dare you? my childhood.
Bird shit.
How dare you? All you can talk about is the money.
So let me just go through my pockets. It's hard to find my cigars amongst all the money.
Wow.
With your empty words. Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
Enjoys the booze.
How dare you?
Wow. Yeah. So I don't know why. When I first watched that, I was like, I don't know if this is that funny. But then the more I watch it over and over again, the more hilarious I think it is. So yeah, Tate was trolling her there, and this is how she responded. Tate, 36, did eventually get a response from Thunberg, they spelled the name wrong. On Friday, the activist told Tate he had small d energy. Now, if you look at this tweet right here, okay, you know, this is what she said. Now, she got 1.7 million likes. Now, she's responding to Andrew Tate, and the left thinks this is some type of own, okay? This is a own, right? She owned Tate, right? She got him, right? Got him, right? This is a W for Greta, right? She put this man in his place. This is what they say. Tate responded. He says, "How dare you?" And then we have Soul Simp number 1 here, Hassan Abi, Chank Yogurt's nephew, who wears fingernail polish, by the way, right? He says, "Trying to beef with teenagers instead of adults and still losing is wild." Crypto says, "I did not see that coming." The Wolf of Wall Street said, he says, "I was literally about to tweet the same response, then saw yours." CJ Peterson says, "I can't believe you assume Cobra Tate's gender. I thought you people weren't allowed to do that." Yeah, you can't assume that he's a man, right? You can't assume that he's a man. You're not allowed to do that, right? Kara Abbey, CPA, says, "I'm always amazed how many people think it's okay for a man to harass a woman, but when she takes up for herself, oh, the outrage." I mean, I don't think I'm outraged by what Greta said, right? I'm not outraged. I mean, I think she just clapped back at him and that's it, right? I mean, nobody's outraged by that. I just think it's hilarious. In my opinion, well done to this guy for ensuring that 32 cars with massive emissions are off the road at any given time. Clever clip, but sadly, it is factually misplaced. In the case of high-end cars, it is the production process that emits a lot more carbon because of the use of bespoke techniques and materials and global sourcing at any cost. Simon Harris says, "Nothing says I am secure in my masculinity like trying to initiate a pile-on against an autistic teenage girl." Yeah, so they're trying to make Tate out to be some type of bully, right? He's bullying Greta Thunberg. Now, I thought, you know, after you get done being a teenager, criticism becomes fair game because Greta Thunberg is like 19, right? She's 19. She's not a child anymore. She's not really a teenager anymore. She's a full-grown adult. I think that, you know, it's fair game to criticize her in her views. But what you notice here, and which Andrew Tate is going to call out here in the video I'm about to play for you guys, is that the mainstream liberal media picked up on this, and look how they're characterizing this, right? They're characterizing this as some type of own, which is exactly what liberals on Twitter are doing as well, too. Okay, they're characterizing this as some type of own from Greta Thunberg just because she put an email address in response to Andrew Tate referring to small penises, right? For whatever reason, again, the mainstream liberal media has decided to run with this and to, you know, basically, again, claim that, you know, Greta Thunberg has owned Andrew Tate, right? Owned Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate actually responded to this, and I want you guys to take a look at his response. Take a look.
Release some greenhouse gases. I'm obviously a stranger to online controversy. It's not something I often do. But now, the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines, which run on dead dinosaurs, have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address. Greta's email address is I have small dick energy. Why would that be your own email address, Greta? Strange. I mean, obviously I don't want to assume her gender. It's 50-50, but it is what it is. I'm not actually mad at Greta. Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled. Thank you. So I'm not actually mad at Greta, right? Because she doesn't realize she's been programmed. She doesn't realize she's a slave of the Matrix. She thinks she's doing good. Someone has sat her down and convinced her to try and convince you to beg your government to tax you into poverty to stop the sun from being hot. And then, because I called her out on it, the global matrix got this bot farm to like and retweet and all this bot commenting to try and pretend that her telling me that she has a small dick in her own email address somehow teaches me a lesson. Welcome to a new episode of The Clown Show. But now I know, at least, that Greta, with a little hate-filled face, bitter, sitting somewhere without the heating on, in the cold, a little hat, shivering, views my tweets, which is going to make my Twitter account far more fun into eternity.
Yeah, so I think that Andrew Tate has a point about how the mainstream liberal media has picked up on this. Again, I showed you guys all the articles that were being written, right? The bot articles that were being written to try to make it seem like, you know, Greta Thunberg just really burned Andrew Tate. She roasted him, which, I mean, was her response, you know, okay? Yeah, I guess it was okay. I thought it was kind of funny, okay? But I didn't think it was the own or the burn that the left is making it out to be, okay? And in response to Greta's response to Tate, you have people on the left, you know, people like Billy Baldwin here, basically talking about Andrew Tate's penis, right? Calling him little eggplant, right? Little meat, right? Talking about Andrew Tate's penis. Again, I don't understand why another man would be talking about another man's penis. I'm not concerned about another man's penis. And that's why I don't really find the response to be all, you know, that great. But hey, in 2022, it's totally fine to say this type of stuff about men. And this is where the hypocrisy comes in from the left. Because, again, imagine the left's reactions if the roles were reversed. In the sense that a woman started trolling a man, and the man responded with, oh, your vagina smells bad. Right? Your vagina stinks. Or you got saggy boobs, right? Or saggy breasts. Or he said something about a woman's body parts to try to degrade a woman. Do you think that the left will be responding this way, right? Do you think that this would be appropriate, right? I'm not necessarily sure if they react the same way. Now, again, I think it's fair game, okay? If she wants to say that, fine. But if Tate turns around and says something about her in a disrespectful way like that, right, with those type of references, I don't want to hear anything. Not that I think that he will. I don't think he would stoop that low. Because, again, in 2022, you can't say anything about a woman's private parts like that. You can't make fun of a woman's anatomy, right? But it's totally fun to make fun of a male's anatomy, right? Even though I don't know how Greta would know what Andrew Tate's penis size is, but, you know, she's saying that he gives off that type of energy, right? Not sure how many penises Greta has interacted with to be able to know what energy can predict the size of somebody's penis. But apparently she's interacted with enough of them to make that type of statement, right? To know that. But I'm just saying, I feel like if the roles were reversed, I don't think that this would be okay. I just find it funny how it's totally fine with making fun of a male's body parts, right? His sexual anatomy. But I don't think that this will fly with women, right? I think it all should be fair game. But I'm just saying, it's just funny to me how she can say something like that. And, you know, the left, who, again, if a man said that about a woman, it wouldn't be okay. They're going to try to, you know, praise that, right? They're praising that. It's just funny how that works. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.